Before the first throne was built, before the first sword was forged, a predator chose mercy over blood. This is not just a legend. It is the genetic code of an empire that refused to die. Long before empires rose and fell, the Turkic people told a story of survival, of divine intervention, and of a wolf that became more than an animal. The tribe was slaughtered, every warrior, every elder, every woman. Only one survived, a 10-year-old boy. His blood painted the snow crimson. The wind howled like a funeral song. He was dying. As the boy's breath turned to frost, as his fingers went numb, a shadow emerged from the blizzard. Not a man, not a spirit, a she-wolf. Her eyes burned like embers in the white void, and she did not attack. She did not kill him. She carried him through the frozen wasteland, through the howling winds to a cave where no human had ever set foot. Inside the cave, the wolf nursed him, fed him, protected him. For years the boy lived not as a human, but as a wolf. He didn't just survive, he evolved. He learned that the wind carries secrets, that the moon is a guide, and that a growl can be more powerful than 1,000 words. He became something humanity had forgotten. When he became a man, the wolf led him back to the world of humans. But he was no longer just a man. He was Ashina, the wolf-born. He gathered the scattered survivors, the orphans, the exiled, the forgotten. And he told them, "We are not weak. We are the children of the wolf." The wolf became their totem, their banner, their identity, not because it was fierce, but because it had shown mercy when no one else would. But here's what most people miss. The wolf wasn't worshipped for its strength. It was worshipped for its loyalty. A wolf will starve before it abandons its pack. Can you say the same? Wolves don't abandon their pack. They don't betray their own. When a wolf is wounded, the pack slows down. When a wolf is starving, the pack shares the kill. In a world where empires rose on treachery, the Turkic people chose a different path. They believed the wolf was sent by Tengri, the sky god, not as a pet, but as a teacher, to show humanity what it had forgotten. Survival isn't about being the strongest. It's about being the most loyal, the most united, the most willing to protect your own. And so, the descendants of Ashina built an empire, not through conquest alone, but through brotherhood, the Göktürk Khaganate. For centuries, the wolf remained their symbol. From the steppes of Mongolia to the gates of Constantinople, the grey wolf banner flew. But here's where it gets strange. Even today, in modern Turkey, the wolf is everywhere. In symbols, in names, in the national consciousness. Why? Why does a myth from 1,500 years ago still hold such power? The answer lies in what the wolf represents. The wolf is not a god of war, it's a god of survival. And survival, in the Turkic worldview, is a collective act. Compare this to other mythologies. The Greeks had Zeus, a god of power. The Romans had Mars, a god of conquest. The Turks had a wolf, a god of family. This isn't just symbolism, it's cultural DNA. When a Turkic child was born, they were wrapped in wolf fur. When a warrior died, a wolf howl echoed across the steppe. The idea that your strength comes from your tribe, not from yourself, was written into every ritual, every song, every breath. Ancient Turkic warriors would perform a ritual before battle. They would howl, not to intimidate the enemy, but to remind themselves, "We are Pak, a Göktürk warrior, never retreated." Why? Because behind him stood not just an army, but his family. And when a warrior fell, they believed his soul would join the wolf pack in the eternal steppe. Death was not an end, but a reunion. Shamans claimed they could speak to the wolf spirits, through drumming, through trance, through the smoke of sacred juniper. They said the wolf would appear in dreams, offering guidance, not in words, but in visions. A hunt, a path, a warning. But if you chose your own interest over the pack, you weren't just exiled, you were erased. In the eyes of the wolf, a traitor has no soul to take to the eternal step. You were left to the silence of the snow, alone, forever. This created a code, a moral framework, loyalty above all, brotherhood above self, the pack above the individual. As the Turkic people migrated, the wolf myth spread to the Mongols, to the Hungarians, to the Ottomans. Each adapted it, but the core remained. In some cultures, the wolf became a warrior, in others, a protector, but always, it represented the same thing, the power of unity. Today, we live in a world of individualism, of self-made success, of personal brands. The wolf myth offers a different vision. What if your greatest strength isn't your talent, but your tribe? What if survival isn't about standing out, but about standing together? Here's the paradox. True freedom is not wandering alone without a master. It is finding a cause so great that you willingly give up your wildness for it. The wolf is free because it belongs. That is the secret they don't teach you. Here is the secret. True freedom is not the absence of chains. It is the presence of a pack worth dying for. In the steppe, to be free alone was to be dead quickly. Freedom without loyalty is just another word for extinction. The ancient Turks understood something we've forgotten. A lone wolf doesn't survive. It starves, it freezes, it dies. But a pack can conquer empires. A pack can survive anything. A pack can change the world. So the next time you hear a wolf howl, listen closely. It's not a cry of loneliness. It's a call to the pack. And the question is, are you answering the call? Are you a lone wolf by choice or a pack leader by destiny? Tell me your story in the comments, because the wolf is still howling and it's calling your name. This is the secret of the gray wolf. Not that it's strong, but that it's never alone. And neither should you be.